Hello viewers, Six Wings here. Welcome to Let's Play Europa Universalis 4. Today we're going to be playing as Hungary, because they're actually a nation I haven't yet played in Europa Universalis 4. I played a lot on my own time. I like to play as, I don't think I've actually played as Tuscany. I played a game as Mantua, that was fun. Savoy, formed Sardinia, Piedmont. I've played, Saxony games, Scotland. But I've never really played Hungary. I did play as Poland once, and they get really strong really quick. Hungary, to me, always seems like they're kind of the odd man out of the group over here. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the game. Hungary starts interregnum. And yeah, there goes my test game. Yes, good. So, in my test game, it was kind of interesting. Poland was friendly, which is not something I usually see happen. Normally, Hungary starts the game rivaled by Poland, Bohemia, and Venice. And I expect that to be the case now. But there is at least some chance, a non-zero chance, that Poland will be friendly. Austria usually begins neutral, so if they've rivaled us, I'll be very sad. Look at that attrition. Austria, you so dumb. Yeah, so... Oh! Well, this is interesting. So Bohemia is friendly. Venice, of course, is our rival. Yeah, so Poland and Venice are my rivals. So, of course, we're going to rival them. Now, Ottomans. This is important. Because sometimes... There we go. Sometimes this doesn't happen. Sometimes Austria does not rival Venice, and they rival someone else. Like, for example, France. Like, for example... Bohemia, or the Ottomans. Burgundy sometimes. So Venice doesn't always make this list. In fact, I think it's a little odd that France did and not Burgundy. We could see an Austro-Burgundian alliance then, maybe. Probably not. Go ahead and open this up. What does Austria think about Burgundy? Rival. Okay, so Burgundy's got them set as a rival because they're really, really stupid. But otherwise, Austria, wow. Okay, that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate for them. So we'll take half the army here, the other half here. Go ahead and get recruiting some cavalry. And I'll take a moment real quick before I set... well, my other rivals are pretty self-explanatory, I should think. I'm going to be rivaling Poland. Just going to be kind of rivaling them back. And I'll think about the other one. I'm going to go over the Hungarian ideas. You've got the Cav combat speed, or Cav combat ability, which is why I'm building more Cav. Other than that, it's just better than infantry, and Eastern Cav is quite good. We've got that morale recovery speed that we start with, which is really awesome. And then leaders without upkeeps, which is always a perk I love. Unrest down, manpower way up. Discipline up just a tick, tax up, production up, trade power up, and then negative religious tolerance gives no penalties. Though I think in order to not get any religious unity hit, you need to have +3 tolerance. I think that's accurate. It could be wrong. It could be you have to have non-zero. But we'll see. I'm sure it's not non-zero, because that would make the plus religious unity from humanist rather pointless, unless you have, things that reduce it. Anyway, we're going to start the game. Pop into this screen. We're going to improve our relations with Austria. Now, I believe Venice does not start the game with a claim on them. They'll fabricate that quickly enough. One thing that's kind of upsetting, we can't peacefully vassalize Ragusa because they're a merchant republic. But we can peacefully vassalize Urbino, and that's something I would like to do. It'll give me a little bit more power in the Gulf of Venice, and it'll also let me fabricate on Ragusa. So we're taking Dalmatia from Venice, which is something I do plan to do. We'll be allying with Austria because they're the big kid on the block, and then we'll probably try and get Bohemia to like us as well. But they usually kind of get kicked around a little bit. We'll try and do some things with Brandenburg. The last Who are the Ottomans' enemies? Lithuania, Poland, Aragon, Venice, Mamluks, Kara, and Timurids. I'm just thinking, who can I... Aragon is friendly, Castile's neutral. So we could befriend Aragon. That could be useful for us. Just thinking, what would I like to do here, as far as rivals go? Rivaling the Teutonic Order is going to be fairly pointless. I'm not going to get into a war with them, realistically. Rivaling Austria is suicide. Bohemia, they're friendly. I don't want to step on their toes. This will just fade later in the game once the Union forms. So and Aragon, I could befriend. Navy, I have no navy. Divide by 0. We'll be fixing that. Likely we have a mission. Ooh, form alliance with Austria. I'd rather take that alliance, actually. So we'll just go ahead and rival the Ottomans. That's fine. Fill up our rival slots. Once we've got that Austrian... Now, they're rivaled to Bohemia, but Bohemia is not their rival. So it'll affect my Austrian relations, but it won't affect my Bohemian relations to be allied to Austria. Who does Bohemia even hate? Bavaria, Poland, and the Teutonic Order. Alright, I see it. It's not unreasonable. Excuse me. So, you can see where we start Interregnum. We're going to get an event, probably by February, that we can use to make Janos Hunyadi, who right now we have as a awesome general, 444 with a 1 siege pip, into our king regent, and he'll rule until the R von Habsburg heir is old enough. Now I've got a diplomat left. I'm going to go ahead and use my diplomat to proclaim guarantee on Ragusa. And I am going to... You know, there's really not any reason for me to do that. It's a shade gamey. It's something the AI really can't do. Provence wants to be my ally. Provence? Absolutely not. That came out of the blue. So we've got Ragusa proclaimed. Oh, hold on. No, we've got them complained. Complained? English is my native language, I swear. So we'll send a warning to Bosnia. We're going to have a hard time... Actually, are we? Yes, we are. We're going to have a hard time vassalizing them peacefully. So what we're going to do is once we have Urbino, we're going to vassalize them by force. Total war score of their provinces is 44. Total war score of their provinces is 49. Which means if we wait and let one of them annex the other, we'll be able to get just the one vassal. But it's going to be a big shock, and it's going to be all at once. I want this gold province. So I'm actually going to go ahead and interfere here. I'm going to send them warnings on both sides. And I'm going to sit back and just kind of improve my relations for a little while. We are going to need to go ahead and build some ships. Go get raiding and pirating and all that good stuff. And let's go ahead and set our merchants while we're at it. Take a look at the trade situation. Right now it's really rubbish. We should be collecting from trade here. And I think it's going to be better to collect from trade here as well. France wants military access for reasons? Who are they? England. Okay, sure. Why not? So we're just going to go ahead and let that tick. Right now we're kind of toothless a little bit. Once the month ticks, we'll pull our guy back and we'll get our royal marriage with Austria. Actually, we'll wait on that just a bit. We'll get our barks constructed. We're just going to build barks. We don't really have any need for any other ships. We're going to see about taking Istria and Dalmatia from Venice at our earliest convenience, and maybe punching a few of their vassals out while we're at it. The Ottomans took a decision. Venice is... Oh, they're allied with France and Savoy. That is rubbish. Ugh. Okay, well, that's something that happens frequently. Frequently enough, at any rate. More frequently than I'd like. Still, maybe with Austria and Bohemia, we might be able to dogpile them. Especially while they get sieged down as part of the 100 Years' War. So I'll go ahead and let this go, and then we'll marry the Habsburgs. It's a little dangerous for us to do that, because, again, we are going to have a von Habsburg on our throne shortly. And now they'll take an alliance. Perfect. And that'll complete our mission. Come on, guys. We'll let it tick over. This is also important to get early, because getting Giano Sugnati as our king... And we'll go be pirates in Alexandria. I don't think I'm going to complete any of these in the next year. I could do papal relations. I could pick up an alliance with the Pope, actually. I think it's more important for my relations with Austria to stay high. So I'll hit this and pass and reroll my missions. For now, I'll toggle that up as well. I said up. My computer isn't really all that great. It's kind of just your average desktop, not a gaming rig by any stretch. And I'm spending money on the army for absolutely no reason. So instead of doing that, I'll slash funding. Fortunately, Poland is pretty toothless until they get that union. Once they do, it's going to behoove me to have powerful friends. They're allied with Lithuania and Brandenburg. The Lithuanian alliance will dissolve. Yeah, if I can ally Aragon, if I can ally... Ally with Byzantium. Yeah, I think it'll be better to just War Deck 1 and vassalize them. That alliance with Byzantium could be trouble. Well, either way. Actually, what's better about this is that when they're small like this, they'll be small enough to force religion and force vassalization. And then I will have 2 Catholic vassals instead of 2 Orthodox vassals that I'll have to convert myself. For the Catholic faith, my relation with someone who won't exist soon just went up. How great is that? So Laszlo the Bark is going to go on his merry way to Alexandria, sending privateers against Ottomans in Venice, just a little bit of points. So England is sieging down Venice. Pity I don't have a king. Okay, come on. Where's that event? Well, someone's upset. Sorry about that. I promise there is an event. For everyone who's not that familiar with Hungary in this game, I promise there is an event that will give us a king and make John Hunyadi, potentially. We could actually either choose to have a better heir, but a longer regency period, or we can get Janos Hunyadi, who is like a 5/5/5 or something. Something really good. Western arms trade. Cool. What's the trigger for that? Triggered modifiers. Western arms trade. 1 of 1. Neighboring country is Western and is allied with Hungary and likes me at least plus 150. Okay, so I got Western arms trade off Austria. That's actually really good. That means I might not necessarily have to Westernize. Because I'm only going to have that plus 10% penalty. It won't be so bad. Especially if we decide to go end up going innovative for the tech cost. Or if we go into aristocratic, we'll get that military tech down. Diplomatic, we'll get the diplomatic tech down. Sure, prevents, why not? And then administrative, I'm not going to go administrative, I don't like it. Well, actually, it's more useful for me. Mercenaries could actually be pretty useful. Possible advisors is underrated. The tech cost down is really good. Goods produced will actually increase manpower. What is that, just plus 10? Someday I dream of having a king, so that I can play this game. Alright, well, either way, we're a force for stagnation in the world right now. Someday, I swear there's an event that fires, and it's supposed to fire in the first year. Or maybe it's the second year. Actually, it could be the second year. Royal marriage with Bohemia. There we go. The Diet of... Okay, so this is how late we are. This is how late we are, real quick. So after the Battle of Varna, which took place before the game started, they met in 1445 February, and then Hunyadi was elected regent in June of 46. It's now October. Come on, game. So yeah, he's a 4/5/5 with a weak heir, and Austria doesn't like us for it. They get the Habsburg spurned modifier. Or we keep the current council, get a free stability. So we're going to get boosted to level 2. And we get a better Ladislas Posthumus von Habsburg heir. But we have to wait for him. And I'll show you just how long we'll have to wait here. So we get terrible Ladislaw. But he's 6. We would have had to wait 9 years before we could do anything. And that's just boring. It's not fun. It's not interesting. Claim Ruthenia. Improve relations with Bohemia. Let's say claim Ruthenia. So now we're going to lose that modifier, the Western Arms trade, which is fine. We'll tick up Bohemia's love for us. Once Urbino is our vassal, and we need this to be 115. So we lost our tech cost down, and that's all tech, huh? Wow. Yeah, with only a 10% penalty, it's very manageable. Especially if I take other idea groups that help it, like diplomatic and like administrative. Or, excuse me, like aristocratic. Or administration. I don't think that's a very powerful group. I might have to go religious. I might have to go religious just to convert these provinces down here. The other thing I could do is I could maybe force release... I don't know. Once they've been converted... Zepes is now the seat of... Yay, we have a cardinal! Great. And I assume, like, Janos Hunyadi is from, like, this region. And it's like a place name. Because it's Hunyad, it's Transylvania, if I recall rightly. Oh, you know what? I can just look and see the cores. Transylvanian cores. I think they have Marmaros and, yep, this whole region here. England rejected peace with Venice. Aw, Venice, are things going badly for you? I can't say I'm upset about it. What are we getting from our spoils of war? 0.12 ducats a month. It could be better, but it also could be worse, so it is what it is. While we wait. Alright, you know what? That's, we're very close now. Once this is at 105, so next month it's going to go up by another 2. I'm going to stop the relations improvement. They don't want access is the trouble. But they will transfer trade power. So I think I can get it with just this. Stop relation improvement. So I can get an alliance with them. I can get a royal marriage with them. And in the meantime, they will transfer 29% of their trade power. It's fine. Oh, I thought that used to... Oh, yep, there we go. So there's a bonus of 5. Which means I'm going to need another 5. Venetian noble rebels. Terrible. I'm going to need another 5, then the alliance will give me 50, put me at 165. Another 15 will put me at 190. That'll give me 2. So we'll get that alliance real quick. Pop. 18 August. This will make the Pope like me a shade less. Come on now. I feel as though my volume is awful quiet. Get the royal marriage. And so now we're 1 low. And we'll just tick that up in September, vassalize them in October. It'll be perfect. You'd better not be at war. Oh my gosh. Oh, their heir just died. Or, yeah, nope, their king just died. And there's no reason really to not let that take over for the next month. This will get us the Western arms trade back now that we're best buds with Austria again. Are you at war? No, you're just suiciding troops because you're dumb. And at the end of the month, we'll start fabricating on Bosnia. Tech costs 10%. Great. Alright, so we break the trade. That treaty. We'll break the alliance too. We'll sometimes get a message about that, sometimes not. Now let's do that mission. That was Forge on Ruthenia. They're at war with Muscovy. Interesting. Covert. Fabricate on Ruthenia. Get that done. The trouble is that Austria is only cordial with me. So we'll raise our relationship with Bohemia now as well. With luck, one of them will just think we won't do it or didn't mean it. Trouble here is, so the Ottomans hate us. They want my provinces, of course. Eventually they'll fabricate on me, I'm sure. Ship costs down. Yay, it doesn't help me any. My force limit is 2. King Frederick is on the throne. Their prestige wasn't low. That's unfortunate. Wait. Their prestige was low. They don't have... The personal union didn't form. There's no personal union between Poland and Lithuania. Alright, we're going off the rails already. It's not bad. It's an opportunity for me. Poland hates my guts, but Lithuania doesn't. So now they're an elective monarchy, as usual. France has decided they don't need military access anymore. Venice is no longer allied with France. Excellent. They're only allied with Savoy. So let's go ahead and get this alliance. We'll get our fabrication out of the way. And we fabricate on Demestra, Dalmatia, we fabricate on Istria, neither of which are Holy Roman provinces, which is good. We're too large to join the Empire unless we become Emperor, which I think is going to be one of my goals for the campaign. Not really to form the HRE, because I kind of like Hungary's color. I like their flag. I don't want to have a 3-letter name stretch across the world in giant caps for little to no reason. So that's good enough. Let's ally up. It's going to make Austria a little grumpy. So our tech cost is going to go back up, which is fine. So first things first. Let's go ahead and fabricate on these guys. Oh, I forgot to check who would get the aggressive expansion if we were discovered. Well, it's fine. So our plan right now is to bring the Marcher Lords into the fold. It would be easier for me if one simply vassalized the other, but I don't intend to keep either of them as a long-term vassal. I intend to annex them. I don't recall if any of them have particularly good... Hello, Vlad. Particularly good ideas. And actually, what I really ought to do is, while they're struggling, declare war on Venice. Bosporus Sound Toll. Now, vassalizing the Byzantines would be ideal. So we've triggered that. Crush Poland for 5 prestige. I don't like any of these. Let's get rid of them. Reroll. So, let's see. Who do we get aggressive expansion penalties? Of course, Byzantium, Moldavia, Wallachia, Trebizond. Mostly countries that it's going to be a pretty inoffensive penalty. Mostly. They're at war with Morocco. Now, I'm relationship capped right now. So I'll go ahead and get my vassals. It's going to put me over... Oh, I actually can't fabricate on Serbia. Rats. So, would they... No. I can fabricate on Wallachia, though. I want to do it before they inevitably get vassalized by the Ottomans, or annexed by the Ottomans at some point in the future. I have... Is it just the one? Is it just Maramaros? Yes, Maramaros, which is Orthodox. That non-accepted culture penalty is what's killing me. I need an Inquisitor. And we actually probably ought to consider putting some advisors in place. Get yearly prestige. Trade efficiency. Morale. We've got a fair amount of money banked up now. There's actually a couple Bosnian claims that I can enforce on Serbia, and I'll probably make Bosnia take Kosovo as well, just for the gold. Then Serbia will be tiny and rather pathetic. So we're just going to let those run. The Knights entered a military alliance with Venice. I'm not concerned about that. What the? Is there an event that gives this to Genoa, or did Genoa sell it? Genoa usually has Chios. Uh-oh. Well, there goes that Byzantine possibility. It wasn't there before, because Serbia didn't go to war with Bosnia like they usually do. It's probably something I should have let well enough alone. Proclaim guarantee on Ragusa. They'll have the I didn't realize you could embargo while at war. I guess I don't know why you wouldn't be able to embargo at war. Provence, Lorraine, Switzerland, Castile. So Provence looks like they're... How did they get into this war? Who started it? Ah, the Pope. Okay, so the Pope wants Provence to go with Avignon. Alright, so the Serbians got smacked back over here. Vidin is Bulgarian. So the idea here is going to be to wait until they've converted all of these. Gain conquest on Bosnia. Good. Forgot to fund the army. Alright. Sliders are hard, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and fabricate on Venice now. I want Dalmatia. Istria doesn't have gold. If I recall right, Istria or Gors or Crane, like one of these provinces in EU3 did have gold. But Dalmatia, Istria, they're functionally equivalent. Dalmatia will be cheaper to core. Oh, Dalmatia is actually a Bosnian claim. I'll claim it for myself. I'll claim Istria and Dalmatia. France has announced Austria as their new rival, which means France isn't going to want to be my friend anymore. Oh, I lied. They're still friendly. I'm just allied to their rival. I actually could have this bizarre, unholy Bohemia-Austria-France alliance going on. I could also choose to ally with Burgundy, which would be slightly more suicidal. Well, either way, we're going to need to take over Bosnia before it's too late. And we're going to tick up that morale recovery speed. I don't know if it's helping at all, but... Gain conquest on Wallachia. Great. I'm not going to declare that one yet. Tick, 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 tick. Declare war. It's not necessary to call Bohemia. I mean, we'll do it for the friendship. Urbino will join because they have no choice. Bohemia will join because they're bros. Claim Istria. Absolutely. So I wiped them out. Select army. And then once he's back in friendly territory, will Western arms trade happen to us? Great. Ah, rats. Well, we'll just have to wait a while then. And Diplom power, we won't take the inflation. No! Western arms trade, no. Why? Tensions along the Zemplin border. Rats. I have to try for my claim, they get one for free. I could declare for Wallachia as well. Oh, that increased coring cost. Lazar to Brankovic in Serbia. Your role may be a touch short. I don't wanna jinx it yet, but I think your rule might just be a touch short. Just a feeling. Alright, I forgot to start my timer, but I think I've been going for a little while, so I'll go ahead and stop this video here, and I will see you in the next part. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more. I have been Six Wings, and thanks for watching.